Northern Virginia real estate is continuing to boom. It is now April 14th, 2022. And at the time of this recording, we have just hit 5% interest rate for the first time in a decade. So, there's a lot of things to talk about right now in this market. And one of the things I want to talk about is how the change has happened with how buyers are coming into the properties, how this impacts the days on market, which is a statistic that a lot of people like to talk about, and what I see moving forward. Okay, so let's just jump in. I'm Kim Barber with Kim Barber Group and eXp Realty, and I've helped thousands of owners and agents with real estate since 2004. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, which is not usually touched on, has really to do with this whole process of buyers getting into the market. So this might feel a little different than the typical market updates, and here's why. When everybody hears, oh my gosh, my house went on the market, went under contract in 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, the process that's happening in the background of how us agents are actually listing the homes for sale is changed. And basically what has happened is that we are now able to list the houses in advance for up to 3 weeks before it goes live. Now, agents like myself, we've been doing this for years, but it's become more mainstream, and they have what they call a coming soon status. So nowadays when people are like, oh my gosh, my house went under contract in 1, 2, 3, 4 days, the market's crazy. Yes. And also it's being impacted because of this process. So what does this mean? Let me get to the point. You can plan 3 weeks ahead on seeing the home. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance. So you can see, oh, that house is going to come on the market May 1st. You can look at your schedule and say, I'm going to schedule mine for May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd. Then you have 3 weeks of people actually being able to plan ahead. So of course they're going to know and be ready. They're going to have done their comps. They're going to have made sure they're available. They're going to have studied to see when it's coming. They're going to have had a chance to drive by. So that's allowed us to really modernize the way that we can get houses under contract quickly. So on the flip side of that, the average days on market is 16, which means that if you've had 3 weeks to prepare for homes getting on the market, and mind you, not all agents do this, but the smart agents do if they can, is that if there are 3 weeks to plan and then your house doesn't go under contract quite quickly, then it also means that your house is not in the right condition for the price that you're asking. Okay, so if a house sits on the market here for 30 days, quite honestly, it's really meaning that it's been on the market for 30 days plus 21. Right? Does that make sense? So that's something that I really wanted to touch on because not many people talk about it. So the second thing I really want to talk about is the interest rate. So we are now up to 5%. And this is the most expensive time that it has been for an entire generation to buy homes now, with the increase in pricing, the low inventory, and that's pushed the prices up, as well as the inflation and the historical low rates. It's just put a lot of pressure on the younger generations, but people are buying them, and there is a lot of money out there. People are going to continue to buy homes. And the interesting thing about the interest rates now is everybody leaned into that 30-year fixed rate. Well, now, in fact, the ARMs, those 5-1 ARMs, the 7-year ARMs, and the 10-year ARMs, those are actually having lower rates. So you can still get interest rate in the 3s, but you just need to go back to one of the ARM loans, okay? And your loan officer can talk to you about that, but that gone are not the days of the 3%. It's just a different loan product. So that being said, we are at 11% higher than year over year from last year. So March 2022 to March 2021, we are an average of 11% higher in Northern Virginia. Now this does cover Fairfax County, Loudoun County, and Prince William County. And there's some variations in there, but in general, that's where we're going to be. Okay. And we do still have an inventory shortage. We actually had 5% less sales than we did last year this time. So in March of 2022, we sold 5% less than 2021. Okay, so that's really the big thing I want to talk about, is that the interest rates are at the 5%, that we are 11% higher than we were last year, and that the average days on market is a little tricky because the process in which we are listing homes has changed. So homes will sit, and in fact, if they say average days on market 16, go ahead and add 3 weeks. And people say my house sold in a couple of days. It did, but it actually had been marketed, if it's done by a good agent, for several weeks before it actually hit the open market. So if you have an agent, you're also going to get a leg up and getting access to those properties faster. If you would like to have a real estate strategy chat with us, it's free. There's a link in the comments below. Please go ahead and click on that. Again, it's free. We can set up a quick call. If you're looking in Northern Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, surrounding areas, we can definitely help you. And if you're somewhere else in the US, we do have partners all over the world, and we'd love to connect you with them. All right, if you found this information helpful, please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Comment below if you have a question, and please subscribe and turn on the notifications so that we can tell YouTube that we're giving great content to you and grow our channel.